Could Jaydon Sancho play against Arsenal? Medical expert puts timeframe on Man Utd star's return. A medical expert has given their assessment on whether Manchester United winger Jaydon Sancho could make his return to action against Arsenal this weekend. United take on the Gunners in a Premier League clash on Sunday, looking to close the gap to the league leaders, with Arsenal currently 8 points ahead of the third-placed Red Devils with a game in hand. Should Erik ten Hag's outfit defeat the Gunners at the Emirates Stadium, they would inflict only a second league defeat of the season on them, having beaten Mikel Arteta's side 3-1 earlier in the season. They will have to do so, however, without the services of star midfielder Casemiro. The Brazilian picked up his 5th yellow card of the season against Crystal Palace on Wednesday, meaning he is suspended for the Arsenal clash. However, United did receive an availability boost of a different kind earlier this week, with Jaydon Sancho back in full training for the first time since before the World Cup. The 23-year-old spent part of the break training in the Netherlands with a coach recommended by Ten Hag after the United boss claimed there were circumstances with fitness and mood and that Sancho was not physically mentally ready to play for the side. With Sancho now back in contention, when can fans expect to see the England international back in action? Ben Dinnery, who runs the online website Football Injuries, has claimed that, in his view, Sancho will not be ready to take on Arsenal on Sunday. Furthermore, the Red Devils faithful should wait a further 2 to 3 weeks before expecting the winger back, he says. Dinnery told Football Insider, "A lot of what happens in the next few weeks comes down to Jaydon himself. He needs to prove himself to Ten Hag and show that he's prepared to knuckle down and go about his business. And then he needs to get some minutes in behind closed doors games just to build up that fitness. Ultimately, then Ten Hag has a decision to make." There is no doubt that Sancho has got the ability, but his application has been questioned at Manchester United. Overall, it will take 2 or 3 weeks before Sancho can get up to a good level of sharpness and fitness and push for a start. In other news, Bruno Fernandes' confrontation shows Antony must do more for Manchester United. It's been said that Manchester United were happy to pay £84 million for Antony from Ajax because of the player's potential. Antony contributed 12 goals and 10 assists last season, and he worked closely with Erik ten Hag at Ajax. It was clear to Ten Hag that he was an exciting prospect, but that's exactly what United were paying a hefty fee for, not the player that he currently is. The 22-year-old is at an important crossroads in his development, and Ten Hag was so keen to sign him because he believed he could help take him to the next level at Old Trafford, while he considered the Brazilian as a key figure for his rebuild. Antony signed on September 1st and he started against Arsenal just 3 days after the deal was completed. On September 4th, he was given his debut on the right wing at Old Trafford, and he couldn't have announced his arrival in a better fashion. He was able to score the opener in that game, finding the bottom left corner, and he slapped the club's badge on his shirt as he danced in front of the East Stand, which agitated the Arsenal supporters, who got a perfect view of the finish. With the exception of that goal, it was an indifferent debut for Antony, but Ten Hag was delighted with his display. "I think we have already seen what a threat he is. Speed and creativity are a real threat in the Premier League," Ten Hag said after the victory, "and he is a part of it. And I think we missed a player on the right wing because all the players that can play there, like Jaydon Sancho, like Marcus Rashford, prefer more the center or the left side. Now we have the one who can play really good over the right. There was a missing link. Now, today's first performance here, he did well, but he can step up. I know him from Amsterdam. I know this is a different league, but there is potential and he will get that. He will be even better than he was today. But I would say today already, it was a great goal. Although, I must mention all the goals today were team goals." Ten Hag used the word potential to describe Antony, and a player from abroad always gets the benefit of the doubt when arriving in England, but the £84 and price tag that he commanded brings an expectation to perform sooner rather than later. Antony scored against Manchester City and Everton after his debut, which had supporters dreaming of what he could become, but he's failed to find the back of the net or create any assists for his teammates since that strike at Goodison Park. Ten Hag's attacking options are scarce this season, which means Antony does not have the luxury of time to settle in, but he's so far been unable to impact matches throughout the full 90 minutes, despite producing flashes of brilliance. The winger needs to start impacting games in their entirety, not just in moments, as he's been doing. He was poor against Crystal Palace on Wednesday night, and his record of 3 goals and 0 assists in 18 appearances could be better. At Selhurst Park, Antony was guilty of slowing down the attacks, and Bruno Fernandes was within his rights to vent his frustration at the player after a misplaced pass. The pair exchanged words, and it seemed like the confrontation had been building. That is a sign of a healthy, competitive dressing room. But Fernandes would not have needed to confront the winger if his all-round performance had been better, which is something that has been elusive for Antony in this campaign. Although Antony has a magical left foot and he's clearly a gifted player, Ten Hag needs to see more from him in matches. There is no better place for that to start than against Arsenal on Sunday, the opponents he faced on his debut. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button and make sure to subscribe to Man United Hub to get all the latest updates.